Hello guys, and welcome back to another tier list video. And in today's video, we will be ranking every single Sony Pictures Animation movie tier list. This is not a requested video today. This is one that I came up with. Originally, this one was supposed to release in August, but I moved the release date to September. So yeah, now Sony Animation is a company that is owned by Sony, obviously. And I don't know how we went up from the Emoji Movie, the worst movie of 2017, to Spider-Verse. They really did that jump cut. And I don't count the new Sony. New Sony is better Sony. Old Sony is kinda bad. Originally, Sony was one of the worst animation studios, but today they're now one of the best, and they've been cooking with their movies recently. And they just released their first 2D animated movie, that dog movie, which was surprisingly better, and I surprisingly consider that one better than Sausage Party. Alright, so here are the categories we have. We have S tier, which means God tier. I think we all know that by now. We have Awesome tier. Simply was good, but not God tier. Then we have Good tier. It's nothing special. It's just good. And then we have Okay. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just okay. And then we got Awful. I think you know which movie's going in Awful. And then we have, I added a new category for this one. Sorry, this was the only tier list I could find with Fixed. A lot of them all had K-pop Demon Hunters. So yeah, I'm going to start with getting rid of some of the movies that do not count. Alright, so let's get that started. 8 Crazy Nights does not count. Monster House. Oh, hell no. We are not ranking Sausage Party. No, this is not a tier list Diddy party. Hey, yo. Yeah, we're not doing that. Peter Rabbit 2, unfortunately, we will not be counting. Even though the first one was distributed by Sony Animation, the second one was unfortunately not. The first Angry Birds was not distributed by Sony, but the second one was, so yeah, I was originally going to count these two because they are Sony animated, but yeah, those were just some last minute changes. Unfortunately, I almost thought the Garfield movie was going to be a Sony animated movie produced by Sony Pictures Animation because it was made by Sony and it's an animated movie, but when I watched the first trailer, that didn't happen, unfortunately. Okay, so I think we are going to start now. First up, we have Open Season. I actually thought this was a pretty good movie. I've watched this movie so many times. I think maybe 10 times. And it's a pretty good movie. We don't talk about the sequels. Okay, the second one was mid. But yeah. Overall, it's not anything special, but, I mean, it was Sony Animation's first movie, so I will count that. But it was still a pretty good film. It's nothing that special. Oh, Surf's Up. Oh, this one is gonna go, I kind of want to save S tier for the more important movies, but I think Surf's Up would definitely get a nice awesome tier. It really has the heart to be an awesome. It's so better than the sequel. I think this is the best Penguin movie I think I've watched in a while. Okay, if you're watching this video, The Pebble and the Penguin is still good, but not as good as Surf's Up. That's the first, I think, close-up shot I've ever done on tier lists. But yeah, Surf's Up. Sony Animation put their heart and their soul into that movie. When I said Open Season 2 was mid, Yeah, it's mid. Open Season 2 is very mid. It didn't really land for me. And all of the Open Season 2 sequels before Sony went to Netflix, they were releasing their sequels kind of just something like Disney did in the 2000s. They released their movies straight to DVD. They only made 4 of them, unfortunately. Probably for the best. I'm kind of glad they stopped doing that because those movies were awful. Surf's Up, Wave Mania, pretty bad film. Open Season 3, 2, and 4 were all films that went to DVD. So, yeah. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Oh, this is a good movie. This is a good movie. It's going to go right next to Surf's Up. Because, yeah, this is also a pretty good Sony film. It's so good. It's really good. The sequel and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs are pretty good. They were originally making a third film, but I doubt that anymore. No, it's not your turn yet. Oh! Hell no! Open Season 3 is the worst movie I think I've ever watched. Open Season 3 is probably one of the worst open season movies I've ever watched. I think the sequels should not exist. They shouldn't exist. Ever. I don't even know why they even exist. Well, I am going to be doing a Smurfs tier list, which was recommended by Depressed Dolphins fan. If I had to pick the 2025 version over the 2011 version of Smurfs, which one do you think I'm going to pick? You know my answer. I'm gonna go with the 2011 version. Okay, it's bad, I know. It's so ugly. Look at them! How could they massacre the Smurfs? The one thing I do like about Smurfs 2025 is the animation is a little better than this! But, you know. Katy Perry does a good job voicing Smurfette. Rihanna, as Smurfette, just sounds like Rihanna. It felt like she didn't even put any soul into it. But yeah, The Smurfs is awful. If I had to pick a live-action remake movie, I'd definitely say Alvin and the Chipmunks. I think those movies were better. Arthur Christmas. This wasn't anything special. It's basically your typical Christmas movie. I'm gonna just give it a good tier. The Pirates Band of Misfits. This is another good movie. Yeah, they're pretty good. Chef's Kiss. They're not God tier, but they are still enjoyable to watch. So, yeah. You are even more worser than the first one. No words. Not even going to explain how bad this movie is. It's just a terrible movie. If Rams is watching this video, I suggest you click away from this video, because you know all the Smurfs movies are going to be bad. Paramount's way of doing a Smurfs movie is really bad. Cloudy of a Chance of Meatballs 2. It's going to go in the same tier as the first Cloudy and the Chance of Meatballs film. It's a good movie. I really enjoyed watching it. I definitely do say it's better than the first one, but yeah, it was a pretty good movie. So good. Peak cinema. Hotel Transylvania 2. I think I'm going to put this one in S tier. It's kind of one of my favorite movies in the Hotel Transylvania franchise. I think the first and second movies are better. I'm going to say the third one is mid. And we know about the fourth one. The fourth one, so bad. Alright, I gotta be honest. I'm gonna put this movie in Hell no! This movie sucks! Sucks ass! 2017, probably the worst year for whenever this piece of shit came out. I've never actually said profanity on a tier list video. Sorry about that, but you know, I had to be honest. Their decision to collab with WWE is probably a bad idea. So yeah, that was so god awful. The worst thing I've ever seen. Open season scared silly. Oh my god, this movie was a piece of shit. Sorry, I gotta be honest. I'm sorry. This movie literally sucks. I know they tried to make a Halloween film. It's just your direct-to-video film. There's no fun. They sucked out all the fun from the first open season. You guys should have not made open season sequels. You guys should have just stick to the first one. The sequels were just so unnecessary. Okay. Smurfs the Lost Village. This is actually one of the best Smurfs movies I think I've watched. Now, this movie is forgettable, and no one really talks about this movie because it's kind of a lost shell, but I'm going to say the animation and everything in this movie was pretty good. It's just the story that was really boring, but the animation was so good. Oh god, guys. Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! I love the Emoji Movie. Hell fucking no! Hell fucking no! You suck! I don't even know why Sony chose to do a Emoji Movie. All the things they could have done. Did they really have to do this piece of shit? Alright, well, yeah. The Emoji Movie is so fucking bad. The Emoji Movie sucks ass. And I think it's probably one of Sony Animation's worst movies they've ever done. It's the biggest piece of dog shit that I've ever heard of. Yeah. Yeah. The world of video games sounds interesting. The world where we see what's going inside our head, I'm talking about Inside Out, is interesting. But the world of emojis just doesn't sound interesting. Sony should have learned from this. I'm glad that this did not get a sequel. Thank God. I thought Sony was going to milk this franchise. But no, it's just an original idea that kind of sucks. The Star was probably one of the last original projects that went to the big screen before Sony was like, you know what, we can't release our projects onto the big screen. Like, mostly our originals and just bring our sequels to the big screen. So, yeah. The Star is going in okay. It's a good Christian film about Jesus. It's not anything special. It's just okay. Yeah, I don't really have much to say on that film. I think The King of the Kings was a better one. A better movie. Peter Rabbit was so fucking awful. I hated Peter Rabbit. The sequel was better. Hotel Transylvania. This is another S-tier movie. This is a movie that I really enjoyed. The first and second are better, in my opinion. Hotel Transylvania 3 was another mid-movie. Like I said, it's nothing anything special. It's just mid. You can't go wrong with it. Goosebumps 2, oh my fucking god. Yeah, I am This was the last live-action movie they ever done. But yeah, this movie was pretty awful. Oh yes! Oh yeah, baby! Oh yeah! Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was a change for Sony. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was a movie that would redefine Sony Animation's animation studio after years and years of box office struggles. And this would be the day that Sony would finally start making good movies and no cringy movies. Cringy ass movies. But what about my movie? Shut your bitch ass up, Emoji Movie. I don't want to hear a fuck out of your mouth. Okay. Adrian's Funniest Moments. If you're watching this video, I am nice to this movie. I don't think this movie is good. The original is better. But I'm gonna say Angry Birds 2 was good. This was the first Sony movie I saw in theaters. I saw this movie in theaters when I was 6 years old. And this movie, it was pretty good. Unfortunately, I don't have the ticket stubs to this movie because I saw this movie back in 2019, so I doubt I still have the tickets. But I did see this at the Cinemark in Manchester, my go-to theater. But yeah. Okay, Adrian's Funniest Moments is going to be throwing a fit because I put Angry Birds Movie 2 in good tier, but yeah. The Mitchells vs. the Machines. Another good Sony movie. This movie is pretty good. This movie made me laugh. This movie is so freaking good. It's really good. It's so good. Yeah. Originally, this movie was supposed to go to theaters back in 2020, but because of the fucking pandemic, this movie then got pushed to Netflix, where a lot of Sony's movies went to. Yeah. But overall, The Mitchells vs. the Machines, chef's kiss of a movie. This was peak cinema. It feels like nowadays Sony isn't just phasing out their old franchises. Their last movie that was based off one of their old franchises was Hotel Transylvania. Alright, next up we have Wish Dragon. It was kind of okay. This kind of broke their streak of good movies, but yeah. It didn't actually break the streak. It kind of just a little, it did a little. A creak little. But overall, it was pretty good. Goosebumps is definitely the only good Ghostbusters movie I think I've watched. This is the only good one. But yeah, it was pretty awesome for what it was worth. Vivo sucks. I hated Vivo so much. I wasn't really a fan of Vivo. Yeah, I should probably do a review on that one. But yeah. And now we have came here for the moment that we've been waiting for. Hotel Transylvania 4 sucks! Sucks ass! This movie was so god-awful that I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Okay, guys, I'm going to make this up to you. If we get... I'm thinking... For the 2,000 subscribers party, should we do Hotel Transylvania Transformania? Or should we do the Ryan's World video? Tell me below in the comments or in the live chat. I need your opinions. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is probably a good Sony sequel. Yeah, this movie was so good. I enjoyed this movie. This movie was so good. Now, I kind of missed it in theaters because I saw Elemental over this movie. Okay, I know. If you boo, okay. I did the wrong decision, but I did watch it on streaming, and it was pretty hell good. It was pretty hella good. It was chef's kiss. This was the longest Sony movie they ever made. 2 hours and 20 minutes. Woo! My mouth's burning. Okay, we've now came to the final 2 movies. K-pop answers! How it's done, done, done. Elio was not ready for the takedown. Elio was not ready for the takedown. I love this movie. I love this movie. Everyone at my school hates this movie. So you like garbage movies, but you hate peak cinema? Man, y'all suck. K-pop Demon Hunters was the best Sony movie I think I've ever watched. Oh my god. Oh, it's in my Spotify playlist. Fixed. A good movie that I did like. It's not as good as K-pop Demon Hunters, but I do say this movie is a lot better than you know who. Why do you not like my movie? Because food-related sex jokes are not funny, Sausage Party. But there is a little bit of dog scenes, but overall, it's a pretty good movie. I definitely say that this works, and this guy does not work. And that is, I think, going to wrap it up for this week's tier list. Now, join us in the next tier list. I think next month it is going to be the Water tier list and the Smurfs movie tier list. Alright, this is Yoshburger signing out. So, peace. Bye.